It's Fillin and Chillin. I just started my compressor. I gotta wait for the pressure to build up, and then I gotta open up the valve real quick, and I'll be right back, okay? I am back! Alright, that is going. Alright. So last time we talked about movies, and I basically was saying that, you know, pretty much that it's very difficult for me to get involved with new ones. But I did mention that I do like watching movies. I just don't like getting involved with something and have it not being worth my time. I had said that you know, obviously I have a bunch of movies that I do enjoy watching, but I've already seen them before. And I figured, hey, maybe I'll just talk about some of the movies that I like, I guess. Of all things, I've mentioned it to Prepper a couple times, and he has I actually found out he had a couple shorts or videos with the Tremors license plate, the Uzi for You, and I don't know, I've just been thinking about that movie for a little while now. I want to watch it again at some point in the near future, because that movie to me is like top tier what a movie should be, especially for something that doesn't really have as much as a budget as the vast majority of movies today. The practical effects and stuff is just, I'd much rather watch something with practical effects, and that movie does it pretty well. It's kind of like a Jaws style thing. You don't really see it as much as you could, but when they do show it, it is actually, I don't know, I think that they did a pretty good job on the graboids. And it's one of those movies you can just watch over and over again, and when you watch it more, you kind of just like pick up little things here and there that's just, I don't know, little bits and pieces you might not have noticed before. And I think just like the style of the movie, the atmosphere adds a lot to it as well. The characters are actually like believable. The atmosphere of you being cut off from society, especially, well, they're pretty much cut off anyway, but now they have no way out, and they're trapped with, you know, underground giant worm things trying to kill them. But yeah, you can kind of like really feel the isolation in that movie. They do a pretty good job with it. And speaking of low budget, really pulling off atmosphere, feeling like that, another movie that probably no one has heard of is the movie Virus. I feel like it's a cult classic, but it just isn't even really that well known yet. The whole premise of the movie isn't like anything spectacular, but I don't know, I like robots and robotics and stuff, and more relevant than ever, an AI takes over a Russian research ship that just somehow manages to have all these armaments and stuff on it. It's a research vessel, but it gets on board and just wreaks havoc, and a salvage team happens to find a ghost ship in the middle of the ocean, and just the feeling of a massive Navy ship just sitting in the ocean, or it doesn't even have to be Navy, just some sort of like massive ship. I don't know, you just feel like this, I don't know, it just gives off this like eeriness to it. It's not something you really come across, and then seeing that in a movie, and then having them give that perspective and doing it well is something that, I don't know, you don't really see too often. There's not really too many abandoned at sea movies with crazy electronic AI that's sentient. Is that the right word? A conscious AI that just wreaks havoc on the ship. And they happen to stumble upon it, and then just all hell breaks loose. Alright, let me go check on the compressor real quick. So between those two movies, Tremors is obviously going to be the majority of people's favorite of the two. It is the better of the movies. I just have, it's kind of my guilty pleasure watching Virus. I don't know, it's one of those movies that you don't really take seriously, but at the same time it's like pretty messed up. I don't know how to describe it. They do a good job. The practical effects are pretty awesome. There's a machine shop just like building all these spare part robot things. I don't know, it's just kind of cool. I think they did a really good job on it. And it's not like the most action-packed movie, but it just has this like adventure feel to it. I don't know. I just feel like it has a lot of depth going for it. Plus, you can't forget they have, like, you know, cyborgs and stuff from the remaining crew that were missing. That's always cool, and they're just like chopping up bits and pieces and stuff and attaching parts to one another. It's pretty messed up. They definitely had some inventive ideas with some of the weapons and stuff. It's kind of cool. Give it a watch, see what you think. Tell me if you like it or not. But Tremors, though, if you don't like Tremors, there's gotta be something wrong with you. That movie is pretty friggin' awesome. Then you get to the second one. The second one, I enjoy the second one, especially as a kid. But obviously, it's nothing compared to the first one. It's a lot more fun than the first one. But the first one has so much more going for it than the second. And then you get to the third, and the third is just so silly. And they're like, they're pretty much making it silly on purpose. I don't know, they really lost me on that. And then 4, 5, 6, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then pretty soon, they'll probably have, you know, Tremors, Perfection Valley, the remake, starring not Kevin Bacon. Yeah, that movie did really good though, the first one, and I can just always come back and watch it. There's something about monster movies that just have some allure to me. We need more of them, and they don't really seem that hard to pull off. They don't have to be gruesome and disgusting. Like, it doesn't have to always be that way. And the other thing about it, there's no jump scares. That's not how you do movies. I don't care. It's not gimmicky at all. I hate gimmicky movies. And plus, the cast is unbelievable. You're gonna have a favorite character in that movie pretty much immediately. It's hard for a movie to pull off people's personalities and kind of have you feel like you've known them, I guess. But it does it really well. Really quick, too. The second you see the two main characters together, you know pretty much what's going on. They're miserable, just doing what they can to get by, to survive, and they're looking to get out of the valley because there's pretty much nothing there. And they're just doing side jobs, and they want more, and then they get trapped, and the stuff hits the fan, and then there's the movie. That's pretty much it. So if you haven't seen it, I don't want to really spoil it too much, but imagine the people who are going to watch it have already watched it, considering it's like, what, 30-something years old? I can't remember now. Am I going crazy? Or is the girl from that movie the chick from Jurassic Park, the first one? I'm having like a brain fart, but I'm pretty sure she is. Mindy. Alright, the compressor's about to shut off. Little quick fillin' and chillin'. Alright? See ya.